Asia changed my life, for real. But I still had to leave, and here are the real reasons why. Hey everyone, it's Zay, and it wouldn't be a day with Zay if I didn't come on here to let you guys know all of the reasons why I decided to leave Asia for Africa, leading me to where I am right now. Let's get into it, y'all. I grew up in the United States and I spent years in Asia, and it was really wonderful for me, but I always felt like there was something that made me feel a little bit incomplete. I wanted to get in touch with my African culture, my African roots, and I knew that I wouldn't be able to get that opportunity in the Philippines or in any other Asian country that I was living in. This one is still hard for me to even mention, but when my dog was stolen, that gave me one of the biggest reasons to ever leave, because I couldn't stand looking at the same surroundings, knowing that I was going to have to live my life without her. And it hurt really bad. If you're a pet lover out there, you understand my pain. Not knowing if she's okay, not knowing what's going on, it just destroyed me, and I had to get out of that country. I stayed in Asia a little while after that, but I was mentally checked out. Home no longer felt like home. Have you ever walked down the street and every face that you saw was a face of another ethnicity, another language, another culture, and you just felt like ostracized and, you know, kind of like left out, as if you're an alien, especially when people are staring at you, just curious about you in general. I got tired of being the outsider everywhere that I went. I wanted to feel like I belonged. I wanted to feel unified with my culture and my own background, my own roots. As I'm learning all of these things about the wonderful continent of Asia, I wanted to learn about Africa. Now, although I loved the Philippines, I had my sister, I had her partner, I had a lot of things in the Philippines. I even had some staff members that were kind of sort of friends, and I say kind of sort of because we never were really close outside of the workplace. I didn't build a life there. I didn't have nearly as much as what I have here in Africa, and it came quickly. Little to no effort. I had no close friends, no real support system, and I felt alone there. I wanted real friends, real conversations, and a real connection, and those were things that I simply wasn't finding in Asia. The content that I was doing when I was living in the Philippines began to feel really boring because I had lived there for so long and I was going to do, you know, touristic type of events, and it just didn't feel natural anymore. I had lost the excitement about being in the Philippines because I felt like I had lived there. It felt like an old couch, kind of. You know, although it was beautiful, I had been there too long. It was no longer brand new, and I was no longer brand new there. So it kind of stopped me from doing the best that I could with the content. So I wanted something new. I wanted to go to a new place where you could feel my excitement through the camera about where I was living mentally and the proximity. I needed new energy and I needed new landscape. At the end of the day, I just needed peace, and I wasn't feeling that peace any longer. I was lonely, and the source that used to comfort my loneliness was now gone. I needed a real place where I could discover myself, I could have the peace I needed, I could find the comfort within me to deal with the discomfort of losing my comfort zone. And somewhere I could breathe, slow down, and start over. I didn't leave Asia because I hated it. I left Asia because I was going through some growing pains, and my growth is continuing here in Africa. Even though it was quite painful throughout the entire process, it was necessary for it to happen. Thank you all for listening to my reasons. Thank you even more for those of you that understand. And don't start your day without Zay. Make sure that you subscribe as the journey continues.